Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A three-vehicle crash this morning on snowy Highway 2 near Monitor seriously injured two people. 4 people were injured yesterday afternoon when a Seattle driver tried to illegally pass a jackknifed semi-truck on Blewett Pass. Cloudy with a chance for snow tomorrow and Thursday, and then Arctic cold headed our way Thursday night. I'll let you know how cold we'll get coming up in weather. Police in Quincy opened fire and killed a man Monday night at a local convenience store after he allegedly stabbed one officer. Authorities say Quincy police were called about 8:30 p.m. for a disturbance at the Jackpot Food Mart in the 300 block of F Street Southeast involving a man with a knife. After 2 officers arrived, the suspect allegedly stabbed one officer in the arm and shoulder. The police then shot and killed the suspect. Neither the officers involved nor the deceased man have been publicly identified. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says the police officer was treated at Quincy Valley Medical Center. The police use of force is being reviewed by the Columbia Basin Investigative Team. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says it took the better part of a day to reach a stranded hiker in distress near Isolation Lake in the Enchantments. The 36-year-old Seattle man asked for help through an in-reach radio beacon about 9:30 p.m. Friday, saying he was trapped and freezing at the foot of Dragon Tail Peak. Temperatures that night fell below zero at the Asgard Pass area. Deputies say high avalanche danger made a ground rescue too risky, and a U.S. Army Air ambulance out of Yakima had to turn back 3 times due to bad weather. It wasn't until 4:50 p.m. on Saturday, almost 20 hours after the hiker's first call, that the helicopter team was able to fly to his location and hoist him out. He was transported to Yakima Memorial Hospital in stable condition with cold-related injuries. A 3-vehicle crash this morning on snowy Highway 2 near Monitor seriously injured 2 people. The Washington State Patrol says it happened shortly after 7 a.m. at milepost 114 near the intersection with Old Monitor Road. 42-year-old westbound motorist Jose Guerrero of East Wenatchee crossed the center line driving a Ford Explorer and struck an eastbound Subaru Outback, which precipitated a collision with a pickup truck. Guerrero was hurt alongside the driver of that pickup, 58-year-old Edward Shabbat of Leavenworth. Troopers say both were taken for treatment in Confluence Health Hospital. The Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority has published the Phase 1 report of its regional sports complex feasibility study, examining how the proposed complex might benefit the Wenatchee Valley. The results of the study showed a need in the community for outdoor sports fields as well as an indoor aquatics and sports facility. While local community members expressed interest in using the facility themselves, input from stakeholders focused on the possible boost to the local economy if that facility were large enough to host regional tournaments. Phase 2 of planning goals and objectives is now underway. The final report on the proposal is expected this summer. When we come back, the Eastmont School Board is 5 members once again. As the state legislature reopens for business this week, 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins plans an open house Friday to hear from constituents. And North Central Washington Libraries is hosting a grand opening for their newly renovated Brewster Library coming up this Saturday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Abby says thank you to our thousands of pizza-loving friends from our first 60 years.
Classic family fun at the legendary pizza place.
From our family to yours, thank you. This January, Abby's is proud to offer our classic Big Hawaiian Pizza at a very special price.
Classic family fun at the legendary pizza place.
Order now at abbeys.com or join us in our parlor for a legendary pizza tradition.
The Eastmont School Board is 5 members once again. Newcomers Jacob Burkhardt and Lauren Meehee took their oath of office at yesterday's site visit to Grant Elementary School. Both Burkhardt and Meehee ran uncontested races in the 2023 general election. Burkhardt will fill the WIA representative role previously held by now Vice President Jason Hines. The board now looks ahead to the February 13th special election, where a $117 million school construction bond will be on the ballot. 4 people were injured Monday afternoon when a Seattle driver tried to illegally pass a jackknifed semi-truck on Blewett Pass and wound up colliding with yet another semi-truck. The State Patrol says 56-year-old Marnie G. Gonzalez steered her 2015 BMW SUV into oncoming traffic to get around the stopped truck near milepost 175. Her vehicle then struck the northbound semi head-on, injuring Gonzalez and 3 adult passengers on board. The semi-operator was not injured. All 4 patients were taken by ambulance to Confluence Health Hospital. As the state legislature reopens for business this week, 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins plans an open house Friday to hear from constituents. The 1-hour event starts at noon at the Chelan County PUD Service Center in Old Station and includes a preview from Hawkins on pending bills, plus a chance for residents to ask questions and give input. Any member of the public is welcome. The 60-day legislative session began Monday and adjourns on March 7th. North Central Washington Libraries is hosting a grand opening for their newly renovated Brewster Library this Saturday. The library was the prototype location for the Reimagining Spaces project, which aims to create a safe and welcoming environment in each library location. In total, the NCWLIFE's Board of Trustees is investing $10 million into their community libraries. The Brewster Library's renovation was informed by community feedback and updates, which include a family zone, a quiet workspace, updated furniture, and more. This weekend's free celebration will include tours of the updated space, face painting, and will run from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming up next, Chelan County Fair and Rodeo crowned its first official queen after a pageant competition held on November 12th. We will introduce you to her in tonight's feature story. Light snow showers in the forecast tomorrow and Thursday before bitter cold weather arrives on Friday. I'll have all the details coming up in your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
What once was old now is new to the NCWLIFE channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Chelan County Fair and Rodeo crowned its first official queen, Miss Austin Robinson, after a pageant competition held on November 12th. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE News caught up with Miss Robinson to ask her about the pageant process and what her future will now entail as queen.
Hello everyone, I'm Casey Safford and I'm here with the first ever Chelan County Fair and Rodeo Queen, Miss Austin Robinson. Thank you so much for being here, Austin.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, would you mind sharing how old you are and where you grew up?
I'm 20 years old and I grew up in Prosser, Washington, but I did graduate from Kashmir High School.
Oh, perfect.
In 2022.
So how did you first receive word about the pageant and what made you decide you wanted to participate?
Actually, my stepmom sent it to me on Facebook and was like, hey, they're looking for a rodeo queen. Like, what do you think? I was like, I'll think about it. And then actually I did end up running for Ben Franklin's rodeo queen as well. And I ended up not winning. But then Kirsten reached out to me and was like, would you be interested in running? I was like, yeah.
So when did the pageant begin and what all did that competition entail for you?
So it was a long process because we get there in the morning. I did my interviews, I did my speech, I did my horsemanship, and then we did like the crowning and everything at the end, and just like a little luncheon at the end.
And when were you officially crowned?
That evening. It's a lot of preparation to get like up to it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've had aunts that were rodeo queens as well, so it's something I grew up in, and it's something I just want to continue my legacy on with.
Were your aunts excited to hear that you were going to go after this title and that you won?
It's a family thing, and they're all like, they were the ones that helped me like plan my outfits. My grandma actually made some of my outfits. So.
Perfect. Well, that's awesome that it runs in your family and you're keeping that legacy going. So what does your future as queen entail now? What sort of duties and responsibilities do you have to the fair and rodeo?
I will be traveling around this year representing our small town rodeo and inviting people to come out and enjoy our small community and just getting to know everyone and explaining to people that might not understand the rodeo world, but to explain them like the rules, and if they have any questions, I'm always willing to answer some questions.
What does the rodeo world mean to you specifically?
I've always loved rodeo just because of the family atmosphere, and you can always count on someone if you need something, and they'll always have it, or they'll always find a way to help you. I've just loved that family atmosphere of the rodeo.
That's great. And then my last question is just how does it feel being the very first queen that the rodeo has had?
It's really exciting. I'm so excited to be the first one and mold the way for everyone else that comes after me.
So Austin, tell us when the next fair is happening.
That'll be September 5th through the 8th, and I'm really excited to invite everyone out there for it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today, and congratulations on becoming the first ever queen.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and winter, it arrived finally here in North Central Washington. About 1 inch to 2 inches of snow overnight and this morning, and then boy, windy conditions throughout North Central Washington. We're still under a wind advisory, and this is our McNeil Canyon Sky-Fi Tower camera back here, Lake Chelan somewhere. You can see low clouds, some snow still falling, and look at our camera. Very windy in the Chelan Valley. We had it here, also up in Waterville and over in the Moses Lake area, at least 20 to 30 miles an hour. And we have a blizzard warning on top of all the snow. And I do want to mention Blewett Pass closed right now. It's been closed since late this morning. Also word that Stevens Pass in a certain section of Highway 2 also closed. We are seeing blizzard conditions all up and down the Cascades. Winds there about 30 to 40 miles an hour, even down trees laying on the highway over in Blewett Pass. So we are experiencing that tonight. That will last until tomorrow morning, and then a couple of fairly quiet days. We're talking tomorrow, just some light snow possible. I think Thursday, a little better chance that we'll see maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow, and then on Friday, that is when that Arctic air comes down from Canada, and it is going to cool us off about 30 to 40 degrees. We'll talk about that coming coming up. Today, though, high temperature. The wind helped. Yeah, 45 degrees, our unofficial high. That's 13 degrees above where we should be at 32 for this time of year. Our record, 48 degrees, set in 2002. Our low this morning, 23. And for a long, long time, we're finally back to where we should be for overnight lows. We've pretty much been in the 30s for the past month or so. But 23 this morning, 3 degrees below zero is our record, and that was set in 1974. We picked up 5/100ths of an inch of precip, now just slightly under 1/4 of an inch since the first of the year, and that's below normal by about 4/100ths. Picked up about an inch of new snow, so that gets our new snow total to 8 inches for the season, which goes back to October 1st. Sunrise 7:47 this morning, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:29. Tomorrow's temperatures not quite as warm as today, much less wind tomorrow as well. 37s in Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, also right here in Wenatchee. We'll see just cooler temperatures then as we move a little bit farther north. Looks like Omak and also Lake Wenatchee may be catching some of that colder air that's seeping down from Canada. Kashmir tomorrow, your high temperature, 36 degrees. Take a look at the surface loop now, and this is what we're looking at. This is our current situation, and notice the pink. That is the bitter cold air, and look what happens by the time we get into Friday. The edge of that will come right down in the Wenatchee Valley, highs in the teens, lows in the single digits from Friday right through the upcoming weekend. Tonight, you can just see the edge of some windy conditions. We did see that throughout the area today. We'll see decreasing wind overnight. Some isolated snow showers are possible. Lows in the upper 20s. Really not a bad day for Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies. A chance for some light snow on Wednesday. High temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. So we're going to still stay a little bit above normal. And then Thursday, cloudy skies. Notice the area of low pressure right over eastern Washington. That's going to rotate some showers into our area. A 60% chance of snow on Thursday. About 2 to 4 inches possible. High temperatures in the low 30s. Thursday night, single digits, and that's going to make for a very cold Friday. 40% chance of snow on Friday. Colder, high temperatures only in the upper teens as we get into Friday. And there's a look at that very cold air that's seeping down from Canada. For Saturday, kicking off our weekend, mostly cloudy skies. We'll see about a 50% chance of snow. Our low kind of dives to the south, so I think most of the precipitation will be basically from Wenatchee south. High temperatures still cold, only in the mid-teens for high temperatures Saturday. And then ending our weekend on Sunday, partly cloudy and cold. Should be dry on Sunday. High temperatures still only in those mid to upper teens. And then as we get into Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, many of you will have the day off. Bundle up if you're heading outside. Mostly cloudy, not so much snow during the day, but as we get into our evening hours, there is that chance on Monday night. Going to stay well below normal too, with highs on Monday near 20 degrees. All right, 7-day forecast now. 28 overnight tonight. Not bad tomorrow. Maybe isolated snow showers in 37. I think our better chance for snow will be on Thursday, where we could see maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow. Much cooler, 32 our high, but look what happens Thursday night. Low temperature of 13, and then that bitter cold weather comes our way on Friday. 40% chance of snow and 18 for our high. Only 14 the high temperatures. We kick off our weekend on Saturday. A 50-50 chance that we'll see the white stuff. Getting you into Sunday, partly cloudy, still cold and 17. Mostly cloudy with maybe an evening snow shower on Monday. Still temperatures below zero with highs then right around 20 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Michigan dominated both sides of the football and beating Washington for the national championship last night, 34-13. The Wolverines grabbed an early lead, breaking long runs and finished with a record 303 yards on the ground. Michigan's defense, meanwhile, covered Husky receivers like a blanket and harassed Michael Penix Jr. enough to keep him for a 27-51 night, 255 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Coach Chelan and 2 of his seniors talked about having perspective on a 14-1 season.
Well, first of all, just congrats to Coach Harbaugh and Michigan on a great season and well played game tonight. They're obviously a very good football team, and on our end, I'm just proud of these guys. Starts with these 2 that are up here, and everyone in the locker room. Wasn't what we were expecting. We came, and I know our mentality and mindset was to come in and win the football game, but sometimes things don't always go the way that you want. And I'm proud of what these guys have done this year and over the last 2 years. And
in the locker room, man, it's just a lot of love, man. We're just a group that we've been through a lot together, man. And we're not going to point fingers or nothing like that. It's a lot of love in the locker room. Man. Just everybody just showing their appreciation for each and every person that lay their body on the line, all not just during the season, but off season, everything that we've been through. So
to be honest, when we went 4-8, I completely lost hope, and I didn't know whether I wanted to be a part of a rebuilding process, and I really wouldn't be here without Coach DeBoer, to be straight frank with you, he gave me something to believe in, and even when I tore my ACL 3 months later, he still believed in me, still pushed me, he still wanted me to be a leader. Even though I couldn't understand it, I appreciate it. And, I'm proud that we have, people upstairs that truly care about their players. I'm proud of the University of Washington. It was an honor to play here. It was an honor to, really wear the purple and gold. And, I'm really proud that, we not only did we, bring this university back to, where it belongs, and in terms of just being a marquee, university. I'm proud of these guys, man. All of us have been together for a long time, and, we truly care about each other. We truly love each other. We eat together. We joke together. We play a bunch of games together and stuff. So I'm proud of it all.
When you see players care so much about what's happening on the football field, when you see them love each other, when you see them have expectations, and when you fall short like we did tonight, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry that they couldn't realize a championship this year.
Congratulations, Michigan, on a national championship. Seattle Kraken are going for their 7th straight win in NHL play tonight. They're on the road at Buffalo at KeyBank Center. That's the location for tonight's game, which is on right now, as a matter of fact. And you can watch it on Root Sports Northwest. A local high school quarterback has found himself suiting up for a Division I school back east. Carson Everhart graduated from Eastmont back in 2020 after starting 2 years at quarterback for the Wildcats. He bounced from Simon Fraser to Eastern Washington to being out of school in Arizona when he earned a walk-on offer from West Virginia. He says walking out in front of tens of thousands of people as a Mountaineer in their uniform has been an incredible experience.
Yeah, just hearing that cannon fire off, and ran out there in the smoke and just seeing, I think it was 40 or 50,000 fans in our first game just cheering for us was super, super cool. I think in the Battle of the Bridges there was, 4,000 or 5,000 people here. Right. And
which felt huge.
Yeah, in the moment there was a ton of people here. But and then in the pit game was unreal. Singing Country Roads after that with 62,000 fans there. That was truly the best experience I could ever have on a football field.
Okay, so when you think back here to your 2 years starting quarterback at Eastmont, what's the number one thing that comes to mind?
That touchdown pass to Wesley on 4th down in the Battle of the Bridges my senior year, man. That I tell this story all the time. I had no idea it was 4th down. I didn't know what yard line we were on. We called a timeout right before because I was confused on the play call. Mm-hmm. Me and Coach Donner out there screaming at each other in the middle of the field. So how it all happened was just hilarious, and I love telling that story. But, yeah, I had no idea. I just knew Wesley was down there, and it just happened how it did.
Okay, just because of that, we're going to play that right now here on the NCW Life channel. 4 years ago, it was an Eastmont 5-point win. 3 years ago, an East Point 3-point loss. 2 years ago, a 2-point win in overtime. Last year, a 1-point win. Can Eastmont pull it off here again? 4th down coming up. 9, low snap to
Almost
Everhart.
dropped it.
Throws down, looking for the end zone, looking for McElwain. Touchdown, Eastmont! Touchdown, Eastmont!
No flags down, 24 yards. Wildcats take the lead. What a great call by Coach Don and the coaching staff. Totally took the Panthers by surprise.
To turn the ball over on downs, and that will do it as Carson Everhart raises a hand into the air aloft, goes over to the red zone with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1, and there will be another day in the existence of the 2019 season for the Eastmont Wildcats.
My conversation with Carson was featured on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley this morning. You can find it on our website at ncwlife.com. Everhart, by the way, entering his final year this season with West Virginia. Well, checking the Les Schwab Prep basketball scoreboard from last night. First of all, on the boys' side, Chelan edged Kashmir in the Town Toyota Center, 59-51. Patera stopped Thorpe, 80-33. Ephrata beat Wilson Creek, 52-44. Girls basketball last night, Kashmir shut down Chelan, 65-26. Wilson Creek blew out Ephrata's JV, 57-10. And Liberty Christian got by Cascade Christian, 48-43. Busy schedule for tonight starts with the girls. Ephrata at Grandview, Omak hosting Cascade, while Moses Lake Christian is at Riverside Christian. Eastmont and Wenatchee tip off at the Town Toyota Center coming up at 6. Other 6 o'clock games have Tonasket at Lake Roosevelt. Brewster hosts Okanagan. Bridgeport's at Manson. Liberty Bell visits Oroville. Etihad plays at Soap Lake. The boys' schedule also starting at 6 with Cascade Christian at Thorpe. 7 o'clock games have Ephrata at Grandview. Oroville hosts Liberty Bell, and Moses Lake Christian plays at Riverside Christian. Omak hosts Cascade tonight at 7:15. Eastmont Wenatchee boys will play at the TTC starting at 7:30. Other 7:30 games have Tonasket at Lake Roosevelt. Brewster hosts Okanagan. Manson takes on Bridgeport, and Etihad visits Soap Lake. There's also wrestling on tap tonight. Chelan and Omak are at Liberty Bell. That starts at 6. Davis hosts Wenatchee at 7. Moses Lake is home against Eisenhower, also at 7 o'clock. Quincy visits Royal at 7. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.